What is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and today we are back in GTA 5 for some drifting at the docks. Now, we're actually in a Comet, which is basically a Porsche 911, and as you can see, I have used the lowering glitch, so I've lowered it past where you would be able to lower it, and I was going to actually include a basically a kind of a simple tutorial for how to do it in this video, but I'm going to save that for another video because the first time I actually was recording it and recording the lowering process, the car blew up. So that actually doesn't happen very often. It's never happened to me before when doing the lowering glitch. I've done it quite a few times, and the cars have never blown up on me, and it just happened to blow up that time. So I decided to save that for later, and let's go ahead and get to it. Now, what we're going to be doing, like I said, is we're just going to be doing some drifting around the docks area, and pretty much gonna improv the whole thing, because I don't really have a huge, like, planned route, like, oh, I'm gonna go here, and then I'm gonna go here, and then I'm gonna go here. No, I don't really have anything like that, and you guys could actually see back there where I'd gone around that light pole a bunch of times. Not even light pole, just like thing. It's like a light pole with like a bunch of legs. I don't even know. But let's go ahead and get started. Trying to figure out a good route here. I mean, you don't really need a route per se, but just start sliding the car around. I feel like this car kind of gets overlooked a little bit. People don't really use it, and it's not bad. It's actually a lot better than you might think. I mean, especially for, oh, maybe not on that corner. Oh, we could get it back a little bit, though. As long as we don't hit anything, we're all right. But, I mean, I feel like I said, a lot of people kind of disregard this car, and there's really no reason to do that. I mean, it's not a bad car by any means. It's not, you know, there's nothing wrong with it as far as drifting ability goes. And I feel like the only reason why a lot of people kind of choose to avoid this car maybe is just because of the fact that the engine is in the back, and it's just kind of a weird place for, you know, a weird setup for a drift car. But it is rear-wheel drive, and it is possible to get this thing very sideways. Especially, like, if you want to, and you actually, like, practice with it a little bit, you'll get it in no time at all. It's actually a lot simpler than you might think. The only thing that it doesn't really like to do is long slides. Like, if you try to get it to do, like, long drifts and long slides, it doesn't really like to do it, and I think the reason why is because it's kind of, the chassis is kind of biased toward grip, and that's why it kind of likes to hook up again in long slides. But other than that, if you're just doing more shorter slides, you'll be fine. You'll be drifting on power, pretty much solely at that point, solely on power. And when you're just going on power, this thing is fine. If you're going at low speed and you're just getting the tail end out using the e-brake and then catching it with the power, you'll be fine, good to go. And again, like I said, really, AI, thanks, appreciate it. But like I said, the only big thing with this car is the, like, the long distance stuff. It doesn't really like that very much, and it can kind of get angry at you, I guess you could say, if you try to make it do it. But, again, each particular car in GTA has its own kind of strengths and weaknesses, and I was afraid that was going to be a solid, object. A lot of those signs are, sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't, but you kind of have to assume that they're going to be. We can, there we go. And as you can see, because of the grip, it's a little bit tricky to get the back end out sometimes, but once you get it out, it's all right. It'll start sliding. But I would only really recommend this car to people that kind of have a basic understanding, at least, of what they're doing, because it does demand a little bit more attention, I guess you could say. And really, it can't fit. You serious? There we go. But no, it demands a little bit more attention than a lot of the other cars you'll find in GTA, especially for this purpose, like for drifting. Just because of the pure fact of where the engine is, how the car is balanced, and how much extra grip it has, just because of the hugely wide tires in the back. And this thing comes with, really sticky tires as stock, so you kind of have to adjust yourself just to those couple of parameters. But once you do, it's totally, it's actually quite fun, because nobody expects it. It's one of those cars that nobody expects, and I kind of actually prefer to use cars that nobody expects, because if nobody expects that type of car, then once you actually bring it out and start using it, then you're not going to have, like, the same, you know, the same drift car that 5 other people have. And I mean, that kind of carries over to Forza as well. Wow, that was a fail. Didn't even get the back end out at all. That was a huge fail. Just kind of messed up my timing with the e-brake and the brake and everything. But like I said, that's kind of a theme for Forza. That's a theme for GTA for me. And I don't like to be in the same car as a lot of other people. And I'm actually interested in going back there and seeing if the front end of the car can actually fit. The front end can. Yeah, oh yeah, no, that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. I'm not trying that. I was gonna try and slide the front end of the car actually under that trailer, but wow, what the hell? I'm like losing control of the thing now. But I was actually gonna try and slide the front end of the car under that trailer, and that was gonna be, I could already tell it was not gonna be a good idea, but I just wanted to see if it was even possible. And not very. It's one of those things where you get the idea and you're like, oh, I might try this, and you're like, oh, that's really iffy. Maybe I won't try that. As long as you keep the revs up, though, that's the other thing. If you catch it and keep the revs up, you can you can go in circles forever, that's for sure. But, I mean, if you're trying to control it more, hi. SUV, I was like, oh, maybe I won't take that line and go that way. Since there's so many, like, well, I wouldn't say so many AI cars around, but there are AI cars around, and it makes you have to, at least be a little bit conscious of where you're going. Not too bad. There. Oh, not bad. There we go. There we go. Oh, what? Come on, I was trying to get really close to that. I mean, I guess it'll happen sometimes, but still. And forgive me if I'm not talking as much as I usually do. I'm actually trying to focus in this one. Because believe it or not, at least in my opinion, drifting in GTA is quite a bit harder than drifting in Forza and Gran Turismo, a lot of other simulators. It's a lot harder to do it in GTA because, well, because of a few things. Number one, you're always fighting the traction control because GTA has this, like, full-time traction control that can get in the way. And also, GTA has an automatic gearbox, and you can't really change that either. So, you're always kind of fighting these two things, and the car will sometimes change gear when you're not expecting it to change gear, or get grip when you're not expecting it to get grip. And I feel like if we could use something like, I mean, slidey cars is basically turning the traction control off, and if we could use that online, I would be so happy with that. That would be like, I wouldn't say the best thing ever, but it would be close. At least in GTA standards, it would be. Oh, I didn't realize there was a wall there. I mean, we missed it, but still. Now, remember how I said earlier that this thing was bad at high-speed slides? It's actually not. It's not too bad at them. I mean, I'm trying them now, and it's not. It's not as bad as the first few times I tried it. I guess I was just having to get used to it over the car that I previously used, but I mean, yeah, see, there you go. It's not super hard to catch. But again, the weight balance is something you do have to take into account. I love this open parking lot, though. It's brilliant for this kind of stuff. Just general hooniganism. I mean, and then the great thing about this area is that once you're done in the parking lot, you can head back to the actual docks area. Get back to your 90-degree corners. The best scenario is to pull the e-brake and spike the revs and then drop the e-brake back off, because that can get you a little bit of an extra push. It doesn't always happen though. I mean, I'm kind of learning how to time it. I've been practicing, but sometimes you get it and sometimes you don't. It's just kind of one of those things that you have to work with. And again, because of the extra grip that this thing has, it can be a little bit tricky to maintain long slides. I mean, we got one that time, but it's just one of those things that just kind of takes a little bit more practice than certain other vehicles. Oh, it was close, but it was terrible. It was close, and I was like, yes, 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 I'm gonna get it. And I was like, oh, really? Let's see if we can get right through there. Keep it, maybe? No. I mean, it was sliding, but we lost it. See, that's the thing, what I mean about it picking up grip again. If you hold the e-brake just a tiny bit too long, the tires will really catch grip again. It's so much more difficult than, say, the slam van that I drifted last. Oh my god, that was so easy. That thing was like having the slidey cars cheat in multiplayer. That thing was incredible. Incredibly easy, incredibly predictable. This is not like that. Well, it's like that in some ways, but in other ways, in other ways, no. In some ways, yes. In some ways, no. I think the biggest difference is the fact that the slam van has no weight in the back at all. This has all its weight in the back, so it's a lot easier for it to regain grip in the rear end. Brought the speed way down. Too far down back there, actually. Back and around. There we go. Once you get into a rhythm with it, you've got it. Sweet. We kind of lost it, but either way, I really do enjoy this thing. It's a little bit of a challenge, sure, but once you kind of get into it a little bit, then they just get into the handling of the car and get into how the car feels, then you start to like it, and it's a much better drift car than I think a lot of people give it credit for. And I feel like if more people would kind of take their time to kind of get used to these cars, you might see a little bit more of them. But if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave me a like. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys thought of it. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe for more. And I will see you guys in the next one. Talk to you guys later.